First of all, my interview was in IIT Powai in Bombay, and it was a new experience for me for on so many levels because मैं पहली बार flight में बैठी. I flew from Delhi to Mumbai, uh, and with the experience also there was so much to process. Then when I reached there, so airport में I changed my clothes for the interview, and then we went there. And overall मुझे वो city बहुत अच्छी लगी. But I will focus, that would be for another video, and I will focus on the interview. So I went there, and of course if you have given any interview by now, you know that पहले वो लोग waiting के लिए बैठाल देते हैं, and they were very helpful people all over. To me they were very helpful people. And वहाँ पे आपको, क्योंकि ये KVS है, तो आपको थ्रू आउट ऑल ओवर इंडिया से लोग मिलेंगे. एंड मैंने स्टेट एग्ज़ाम्स दिए हैं पहले, लेकिन ये वाला जो एक्सपीरियंस था वो काफ़ी अलग था. एंड देन उसके बाद हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन के लिए अंदर गए. डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन बहुत रिगरस, बहुत वो लोग मेटिकुलसली करते हैं. आई डू नॉट नो वाई, बट it can be for some positive purpose or negative purpose, I do not know that, but they do it very meticulously. वो आपके मार्क्स कैलकुलेट करेंगे. दे विल सी योर नेम ऑन ईच एंड एवरी सर्टिफिकेट अगेन एंड अगेन. इट टेक्स एटलीस्ट 15 to 20 minutes. It becomes, I was baffled in the first place because I did not know that interview, because जितने भी मैंने अभी तक interviews दिए हैं, जितने भी I have attempted at places, document verification has been a very moderately casual process, but there it was very serious according to my experience, and people actually got disqualified because of that, because there was some discrepancy in their documents. So at some point they was asking me too much that I myself grew suspicious of my own documents. Like, is it wrong, or are they thinking too much, or am I ill prepared with my documents? So but that went easily. And of course one thing that may help you, that in the interview letter they had not written photographs, but you have to bring that. I think मैं ही बेवकूफ़ थी जो photographs नहीं लेगी. I had brought only 2 photographs, but they asked for 5 photographs for your biodata. Now biodata, I think it's very important. In my interview it became very important because the way and यहाँ से मैं अपना interview का experience शुरू करती हूँ. The moment I entered my interview, there were 4 people, and they were very well experienced, and there was one ma'am and other 3 were sirs. Okay, so I went there, and the way I entered, I just thought that as if they knew me from for many years. I just I had the impression, because they greeted me with "Suramya, please sit," and all, and it became a very light environment. But the story begins here. So the 4 people, they started with my bio, and read it like this, because if you are actually applying, they ask you to write a short note in your bio that why you are suitable for this post. So I had written things that something like my vision of teaching and my idea of teaching matches very much with the KVS. So they started with that only. So they started asking questions that what do you mean by your bio. So be very careful what do you write in your bio. Okay, so they wrote that. So they asked that. I gave the answers, and now this point I am analyzing and analyzing that whether it was a good answer. Should I have said this or that? Should I have not said that? Should I have added something more or not said anything at all on that? But I gave my answers, which I do not actually remember. So after that, they asked me, I have qualified NET exam. So they asked me that, okay, are you reading any novels now? And I answered. So who is your favorite writer? And I answered. Who is your favorite Indian English writer? And then what which I think was a weak part of my interview, they said that I could not understand the question. Till now when I'm making this video, I could not understand the question, but they asked me something of the sort that take any chapter, we will give you a chapter. They had books, so we will give you a chapter, and you have to connect your idea of literature to that chapter, something of that sort. So I became a little nervous for that, because I asked again and they explained it to me, but I couldn't understand that after that also. So I could not understand what I had to do. So I was sent to the whiteboard, and I became nervous at that point. I just went kind of blank, which was unexpected of me, because usually I teach moderately well at even in front of an audience, but at this point I did not know what I had to do. So I, whatever they had given me the chapter Chandni, I think from class 8th or 7th, supplementary reader. I knew the concept of the chapter, but I had not prepared that chapter by myself. So it became I might sound a bit stupid, but it became really convoluted thing in my head, and everybody was looking at me, and I started with some introductory questions which didn't at all went well. So I just wanted in my head, just please make me not do not make me do this, just please call me back on my chair. So they were so at the and that was the point. But at that point also, I do not know what will that thing have an impact on my interview. But I just decided that okay, जितनी बेइज्जती करवानी थी करवा ली, अब I will answer everything with all my heart. This is enough. And for some reason I didn't think about that very much. Then what happened? I went back on my chair, and they asked me other questions like, how will you teach English where so many languages are there? I answered that I will try translation method. And at some point, the ma'am, who was I think the smartest of smartest in the sense, she was the psychologist, I think. So she asked me that, okay, so if you want to make children write poems on their own, how in English in a rural background, how will you do that? So I think I lacked spontaneity. I realized after that interview, maybe. I do not know. I tried to answer well again, but I said that I can take help from, because they do not, they are from rural background. There's a lack of resources. So I will have to take a help of primary books for teaching them rhyme and rhythm, because you know that primers have that ten, ben, these kind of words. So they can help that. So she said that, but you are going to teach 6th to 10th, not primary. So I said that, ma'am, because as you said that it is a rural background, so I will answer, so well I will have to use that. So she said okay. And first, this is the most important thing, they will never let you know what do they think about you. No, they will be very, very neutral. In case of my panel, they will be very neutral, and they will never look impressed, they will never look disgusted, they will be very neutral, and they were in general very helpful and sweet. So that was one thing. Then they said to me, what did they say to me? And I also said that yes ma'am, there would be some use of the translation method, because only then they will be able to relate. So she said that, okay, so you will use translation method, very suspiciously. So I said yes ma'am. So she said, she looked at the sir which was sitting beside her like this. And the little redemption I had for the interview was, they again asked, when I said rhyme and rhythm, they instantly asked me, okay, take this poem. This is the poem The Quarrel, in class 6, I guess. So they asked me to teach that. And that part went really good, because there was kind of a second chance. So, and that part went really good. So then she asked me that, okay, you are a net qualified person, and if you get a job, you have already appeared for some interviews for the assistant professor's job, and if you get a job of assistant professor, what would you choose? So I said, ma'am, KVS, because it is a central government job and I have given so much in the process already, so I will choose that. I think that was the best answer, because I said other things also, which were that was the only answer I think was satisfactory. But in the end, they asked me, okay, Surama, tell us that what do you want to ask to the interviewers? And I do not know that how much of a good question is this, but I asked them that, how do you interview people so well? I do not know. I have no idea what is the quality of this question, but I asked this. So they told me that they always grasp the communication, which was very helpful, because I want to understand, because they were very good interviewers. So how they will know your personality in those 15 minutes, and they will do everything to make the flaws come out, and look at your plus points and your suitability to the post. So I told them. So they were like, okay. very good. And they said to me, your future is very bright. I have mixed emotions at that thing and everything about this interview. So I thought it was either a blessing, it was they were impressed by me, which I did not think.
At this point, I felt a little hungry, so I went to fetch some rajma chawal from the kitchen and just went back in a hurry to make the video. Yee!
She just looked at the interviewer beside her, sir, the sir. She looked at the sir like this again, and I think they try to test your confidence in your own answers by doing such gestures, because they want to test you what you are saying. Do you actually believe in that? So overall it was a very nice experience. Also in the beginning they had asked me, after seeing my biodata, that you do not have any professional experience. So I complied, and I said that I have given home tuitions here and there, and they asked a few questions about it. So the gist of the interview was that they want to know about you and your personality rather than your knowledge or your background. They know that you know something, that is why you have been shortlisted. They are I think in my case they were thoroughly interested in my personality rather than my background. They were interested, some things coincide. So do not worry, and I, as I said in the beginning, that I was I'm a bit confused about my own responses, but as now I'm processing while eating this, that it's okay and it's fine to be yourself every time, and there's no use of I said what I actually thought, and it might be suitable for that job, it might not be suitable for that job, but I remained myself, and that is okay, that is fine, that is enough for me, because even in front of uh, such teachers I try to be myself, and it's okay, whatever happens will be accepted by me. And these are stages of life, not life itself. And they always, the best part is they give you an opportunities to develop yourself, and there's no need for trying to, I do not think, it is a very personal and objective thing, but there is no need to look for some, as I'm reflecting, I'm thinking that some perfect answers or something like that. Just be yourself. What do you think about it? Just be yourself. So be yourself.